Hi, my name is Elizabeth Wilson Bailey. I will be your instructor for written professional communication. The point of this course is to teach you how to write professionally. And now I'm sure you're thinking, I already know how to write, and I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to write professionally. Well, what we're going to do is try to take your writing to the next level. And the other thing we're going to do is try to think about what are your goals. So, wherever you are writing wise, we're going to try to kind of take you up a notch. So, the other kind of main goal of this course is to polish your resume, to polish your CV, and to think about really what you want to be when you grow up. And if you know what you want to be already, to start making those connections and start making networking, working on your LinkedIn, and really start thinking about what does it mean to be professional? And what does it mean to send an effective email? How do you go about putting together a report? What is the difference between academic versus professional writing? And so we're really kind of going outside of this world of academics into a professional working world. And so I have a lot of my students tell me that of all the courses that they have taken, that this is the one that they actually use once they're out of college. And so not that, of course, all your major classes don't matter, because of course that they do. Those are the ones that you're passionate about. But in terms of the ones that you're kind of like required or that you have to take. So, welcome. I'm so glad to be working with you. I've taught this class many times face to face. I've also taught it a few times online. However, this summer I've worked very hard to do a complete overhaul of the course. So everything has been redone and kind of made to make more sense in terms of its organization. I look forward for you to give me some feedback about how it's working for you, what questions you have. So in terms of the content of the course, we will be interacting like this. I have pre-programmed, ready-to-go videos. I have PowerPoints. I have articles for you to read. Of course, you've got your textbook that you'll read along with the syllabus and the lectures. We also have Panopo. That was something new that I added this time. And so what I'd like to do before I get into really the knit and grit of the class is I'd like to just do a brief introduction of who I am. And then later I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. So, and when you do your introduction, it'll be very similar to what you'll do in some of your face-to-face classes. So, a lot of things for you to accomplish this week, and I'll make sure to review that there towards the end of the video. So just so you can get to know a little bit more about me, I am from West Virginia. I hold 3 degrees. My first degree is in public relations. I have a master's in speech communication. I have a master's in counseling, marriage and family therapy. I have most of my background comes from teaching, but I also have done a small stint in counseling. So I'm a marriage and family therapist. I've done some counseling in the addiction field as well. I worked for a brief period at Wesley Spectrum. In terms of classes that I've taught, I primarily have taught in the communication department, but more recently I have held positions in the English department as well. I've been at Pitt for 2 years. Previous to that, I was at Miami University in Ohio, and I would teach classes like small group communication, public relations, writing. Here in the English department at Pitt, I've taught grant writing, written professional communications, and so I tend to teach a lot of like interpersonal, family-based classes formally, and now I'm starting to get more into the writing-based classes. And so in terms of like personal information about myself, just so that you can get to know me, and I hope to get to know you a little bit better as well. I do have a 6-year-old daughter. Her name's Tori. I'll sometimes use her in examples. I think it makes things a little bit more interesting whenever we can get to know each other. I'm married, and I'm trying to think, I like to run, I work out a lot, I like to read, and I want you to kind of tell me similar things in your intro video. So, in terms of the class, other things that I wanted to make sure to cover. This week, please fill out the student information sheet. Make sure that you do that. And also make sure that you set up a conference with me. That conference needs to take place within the first month. All right, so we're coming up. It's August 27th, so you want to make sure that you get that conference in before September 27th. And you can schedule it any kind of way you want. If you want to talk to me on the phone, that's fine. If you want to do a Skype, that's fine. However, if you want to come in and have an actual conversation, like real people, during office hours, we can do that. But I would like to sit down and talk with you a little bit about what your goals are for the course. Like what do you kind of like want to get out of this class? And if it's just I just want to, I have to take this class, and so I'm just trying to get through. That's fine. I have plenty of those classes in college, but I really want you to get everything you want to get out of this class. So if you want a really strong resume, let's make that happen. If you want to work on your networking, let's make that happen. I'm all about making sure that you get the most out of this class. I really resented when I was in college having classes that were hoop jumpers, and I want to make sure that this class is something that you get something from. So if you're taking because it's a requirement, let's get you on through. And if you're taking it because you really want your writing to improve, let's improve your writing. I think this is an excellent course to increase your interviewing skills. Like if that's something you feel like we touch on that, so that could be something that we could work on. But let's sit down and talk about what are your goals for this course and how do we get you there. Okay, so make sure to fill out the student information sheet, make sure to read the syllabus, and make sure to set up a conference with me either via Skype or on the phone before a first month into the course. Because even though this is an online class, I tend to be pretty connected to my students, and I want to make sure that you know that you're supported. And even though this is an online class, that you and me are kind of reaching your course goals and you feel supported. All right, so welcome to WPC. And then let me know if you need anything. Call me, email me. I will ask you that if you do need anything, try to keep it 8 to 8 in terms of texting. You can feel free to text me as well, but generally I will stick within that 8 to 8 realm.